Mr. J.C. Sharma, Vice Chairman and Managing Director at Sobha Developers Limited, is joining us right now from Bangalore. Mr. Sharma, pleasure having you with us here. Prashant this side. So how have things changed since the new government has taken charge? I know it's a short time span to assess any real impact, but sentiment, mood, etc. is a powerful thing. Consumer sentiment especially. Things I'm sure at your end are looking up, but what about the consumer end?
Good morning, Prashant. See, as you very correctly said, it's a short time, but at the same time, all of us are trying to utilize this time available to us to do our respective jobs. From CREDI, from Narrateco, from FICCI, from SOCAM, we already submitted our demands, you call it, or requirements, you call it, to become a contributor as far as our economy is concerned, where real estate can become something with which India can solve lots of its current economic problems. A. B. As far as we are concerned, we have ensured that we are not found wanting this time. We have lined up lots of new projects to be launched in this current financial year and hope that as the demand starts coming back in a couple of quarters' time, we are not found wanting. We believe that the first step is that the hope is the crucial thing, and with the kind of hope we all have, the consumer side as well will start realizing the benefit of this kind of an environment, where in the forthcoming budget we do believe that for the middle class there will be some savings on their tax outflows, and that should also help them to take the call, especially related to the housing sector. Our strong belief is that this 150,000 rupees only deductions which currently is available will be increased significantly, and this will be one of the right steps to ensure that the middle class starts buying homes in good numbers from now onwards.
Right. So 1.5 lakh rupee deduction should be increased meaningfully. You're confident that will happen. What are the other things, sir, if you can sort of briefly outline them for us, that you're looking for? You call them requirements. What are the other things?
The government has clearly stated that they are going to build so many homes, 50 lakhs homes. The government is clearly looking at housing as one of its priority sector. Now, in order to achieve these targets, they need to improve upon the infrastructure, they need to give us some kind of income tax benefits. So we have put up that 80IA, 80IB sort of things. It should be reintroduced to the real estate companies. This will go a long way. The risk weightage ratio, which currently the banking industry thinks that as if the real estate sector is in default, which is not true, the availability of money to them at good rates, that will also go a long way. Somewhere easement of the labor laws, it's a long-standing industry demand, that should also happen. All such things have already been communicated, and the response what we have received is quite positive, and we are confident that in the forthcoming budget, most of our demands will be looked at very positively.
So the implementation of a real estate regulator, will it depend on states, as land is a state subject?
Of course, land is a state subject, but when Mr. Modi talks about that the state also needs to join hands to develop India, the state needs to ensure that whether it's the Land Reforms Act, whether it is the Real Estate Regulation Act, all these things will be required to have a real look. From the Real Estate Regulation Act point of view, looking at the current liquidity situation in the hands of developers, we believe that the escrow mechanism sort of a thing, or having the right set of people to ensure that the approvals are in place. These two things, if it gets addressed, definitely Real Estate Regulation Act also will become a Real Estate Development Act, which will help the developers as well as the consumers. And hopefully these things will be looked at. From the land reforms point of view, all of us are unanimous that the current Land Acquisition Act is neither benefiting the landlords nor it is benefiting the developers. So somewhere, without compromising on giving fair compensation to the landlords, there has to be certain policy initiatives where to purchase a land, a clear title land with some kind of a title insurance, if those things gets implemented, it is in the larger interest of the state, the landlords and the developers that they derive benefit out of this Land Acquisition Act, then the act itself becomes a deterrent in our growth.
Yeah. But what do you expect specifically? The land acquisition policy, for example, Mr. Sharma, what do you expect that to be tweaked and taken through the Parliament once again in the budget session? Basically made it simpler, made it easier?
Whether they will be able to do it in this Parliament session or not, once they in principle agree that the Act needs some kind of a fundamental change, because it is impacting the government more than the private developers. If tomorrow they need to build 100 cities, how are they going to build? Right? How are they going to acquire the land? Right? If they are going to restart the manufacturing revolution, how are they going to restart that? All these things, the root cause, they will have to see that the Land Acquisition Act needs change, the current labor laws, they need changes, and once these two things are addressed, the Indian entrepreneurs are capable enough, the liquidity is available in the market as well as outside the market, and the demand resides, especially in case of real estate, there is no dearth of demand, and we will be rising to the occasion. That's the assurance we are giving to the government.
Right, fair enough. So, apart from the tax reduction that we spoke about, what are the other specific tax reforms that you're looking for?
See, as we said, the ATIA is one such thing, ATIB is another such thing, where they can have visit the limits of 1,000 square feet and 1,500 square feet built up area and can give us the tax benefit, so that is passed on. Then somewhere there must be changes in the Service Tax Act, the VAT Act and the Stamps and Registration Act, where we pay taxes both considering the real estate as an immovable asset as well as a movable asset. So this multi-point taxage, which ranges between 30 to 40%, needs some kind of a rationalization. And it has been proved to the government that this is one of the most taxed industry, and that has to be borne currently by the end consumers, making the product unaffordable. So in order to ensure that the higher demand ensures higher collections, at the same time the rationalization happens, is one of our key demand which needs to be looked at.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Just to go back to business right now, sentiment has picked up, but you said it will take a couple of quarters before it actually shows up in the real physical market, real estate market. How long before?
Yes, that is my belief.
Yeah.
That is my belief, because currently if you look at maybe 7 except in the stock market you find this kind of an uptrend, the real economy is yet to take off, and it can only take off if you see on the ground that the developers, the industrialists and the other stakeholders, they start feeling comfortable. The interest rates need to come down, the liquidity needs to be improved upon. Right, the employment opportunities needs to be broadened. All such things we are seeing that yes, the steps are being taken in that direction, but actually speaking, it is yet to be felt in a manner where we can go back to our pre-2008 era. Will take couple of quarters to come.
Okay, let's just come to Sobha specifically, Mr. Sharma. So you intend to launch about 14 projects, right? Totaling about 10 million square feet.
You are right.
Over the next 1 year.
You are right.
Yes.
Yes.
And you put out some other numbers as well in terms of pre-sales target, etc., guidance for the full fiscal 15 year. So how is that coming along? Can you just run us through the pre-sales number especially?
See, as far as the southern markets are concerned, we have remained positive for long. And we believe that even now also it is the southern market which is holding on. We are particularly worried as far as the northern market is concerned, which needs to catch up, because here we have made large investments and demand is yet to come back, though it is showing signs of improvement. Similarly, in the western market also we find the demand is yet to come up and show the kind of buoyancy what we see in the southern market. In the southern market, Bangalore is still holding on well. Chennai also, though has shown last year vis-a-vis the previous year some kind of a slowdown, but still volumes are happening. Hopefully, right now the Chennai also should pick up. Kerala has remained, as far as Sobha is concerned, a very good market, and we are investing lot of money, lot of our resources to see that Kerala market for Sobha becomes one of the key growth driver from now onwards. So what we achieved 3.6 million versus what we are likely to achieve 4 million square feet in this financial year looks quite feasible. And if the market shows clearly the improvement in the demand, we will have the products and the projects to back that up.
Right. So Kerala is going to be priority. You wanted to be a big one for Sobha. You bought land in Cochi, sir, for a total consideration of about 320 odd crores or so. You've paid some of it now. You'll pay more later. Can you talk about the Cochi project? By when is the launch likely? Are approvals in place? If not, what's the timeline looking like? At what do you expect to price this project at?
It's a very, very marquee one of project which is going to come up in Cochin on Marine Drive with two sides sea. All the approvals related processes are on. We do hope that in this quarter or at the most in the next quarter, these approvals will be in place. And no sooner that happens, the project will be immediately launched. We are working on the show apartments there. And we believe that we should have a realization of not less than 10,000 rupees per square feet when we launch these projects, which will give us good margin and ensure that our volumes go up in Kerala market with this launch.
Right. No, in that location at 10,000 rupees a square feet, would that be, I mean, at the top end of the market there? For apartment complexes?
You can say yes, it will be at the top end of the market, because this is the most what you should say important land, or the most prestigious land in the whole of Cochi. So that location itself will demand that kind of a premium pricing. Every single apartment will be water facing apartments. It will come up with host of luxury specifications. And we do believe that this kind of a price will be just apt for that kind of a project.
Right, right. And you'd start the pre-launch, etc. in 15 this year, fiscal 15, right?
No, we will have a full-fledged launch. We are hopeful that if not in this quarter, early next quarter, all the approvals should be in place, which will allow us to launch the projects in the next quarter.
Right. Okay. Got that. Thanks very much, Mr. Sharma. Appreciate you joining in. Great talking with you, and good to get that perspective. So let's and hope we can catch up around the budget
Thank
to
you,
see what
Prashant.
actually does come out.